Hi everyone, I'm Hari. So 3 years back, I was a mechanical engineer bachelor student who was trying to learn data science, and it just took me 2 months to learn the basics of data science. And I'm gonna tell you the entire roadmap that I followed, how I learned data science from scratch. So the first most obvious thing is start with Python. So Python is the mostly that's the only thing that you might need if you want to become a data analyst, data scientist, data engineer, machine learning engineer. So because that's the tool you're going to be using where to apply all your skills. So start learning Python. This video is going to be comprised with just the free resources that you have to use to learn data science. To learn Python for free, I used there's an amazing YouTube channel called Programming with Mosh, and there is a 6 hours Python tutorial from scratch, and you can get almost all the basics of it in the first 4 hours. And if you are confident enough that you can write a code on Python, and that's when we have to learn three important libraries. So consider these three important libraries as your three critical friends on your data science journey: NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib. So if you want to be a data analyst or data scientist, 70% of the time you'll be using Pandas or Matplotlib to run your data analysis or to do your data visualization. I've learned about Python libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and a lot other stuff from the YouTube channel called Code Basics. And so just one more thing, you can find all the links that I'm mentioning in the description. So once you're familiar with all these things, you're pretty much ready to do your own data analytics project. So since I mentioned Python is the only thing that you might need, does this mean that you don't have to learn any other technologies? No. So yeah, if you're gonna just use Excel files just locally, if for doing any personal projects, using Python might be sufficient enough. But if you are in an industry and when you're doing your internship, you might realize that the data is not going to be in just an Excel format. So they'll have their own database, and you might need to use something called SQL query to query the database and to extract the data from the database. So you might have to learn SQL. This will be helpful even for your data analyst or data scientist interviews. So again, Programming with Moss has an amazing tutorial for beginners on SQL. You can go through that. So once this is done, you might have to learn a data visualization platform or tool as well, like Tableau or Power BI. Yeah, we mentioned that Python's library Matplotlib is for data viz, but at the same time, what if you don't want to code, or like not every data analyst has to write code on Python. Some can do all their work on SQL and a data viz tool. So having a data viz tool like Tableau or Power BI could really help you. So one of the best data visualization courses that I've seen on YouTube is from Great Learning, and so this doesn't just cover the platform Tableau, but also it will teach you the basics and the fundamentals of data visualization techniques and how you should do and what kind of charts that you should plot for different kind of situations. Once you're ready with Python and these three libraries like Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, and SQL and Tableau or any other data viz tool, you're almost ready to do your own data analytics project. So I would say you should learn the data analytics steps that you have to follow, like data cleaning, exploratory data analytics, and other preliminary steps that you have to follow, which is basically the data analyst project life cycle. So I would say just randomly go to Kaggle or any other website and gather a data of your own choice and just ask questions and answer those questions with plots or your analysis. Let's talk more about data analytics projects in my upcoming videos. Make sure to subscribe to my channel to get notified for that. So you have to congratulate yourself if you're already learned all these things that I mentioned before. You're ready to become a data analyst. So right away you can do all these projects, put it on your resume, and you can go for a data analyst interviews, or you can apply for any data analytics related roles. What should you do if you want to become a data scientist? A data scientist will have all these skill sets. On top of that, they also have something called a machine learning skill set. So whatever we spoke till now, it's called descriptive analytics. and machine learning involves predictive analytics. We don't have to do like go in-depth math behind machine learning if you are just getting started. I would say just learn the basics of machine learning algorithms and how it performs. Later on in advanced courses, or once you are familiar with basic projects, you can learn the math behind it and you like try to think about how it works. So first, to get just the basics of machine learning, so we have an amazing course by IBM on Coursera, machine learning with Python. So you can just get the basics of it. This is good enough for you to basically consider this as a machine learning 101. You can get all the basics of how machine learning algorithm works and what are the kinds of types of machine learning algorithms are there, etc. And though Coursera is not free, but you can audit the course for free, and if you want a certificate, you have to pay for it. It's a great course for beginners to get started with machine learning. And once you're comfortable with the basics of it, so one of the YouTubers that I follow on YouTube called Krishnaik, I've gone through his machine learning playlist, which is an amazing resource if you want to know a little bit more like intuition behind machine learning. Once you're done with machine learning, again, don't be stuck in the tutorial hell. Go back, get some data, and do more projects on machine learning. See the problems that you see around your life and try to do a machine learning project out of it. So, what after machine learning? So, deep learning or neural networks, this might not be a mandatory skill for an entry-level data scientist, but this could, with this Gen AI era and all this ChatGPT and LLM coming up, so neural networks are the basics of it. So, learning how neural networks work or getting the intuition behind how it works could really help you. So, Krishnaik has another playlist on deep learning as well. It's a great playlist to understand the intuition behind neural networks and deep learning. So you should pat your back. You should congratulate yourself if you have learned all these things. You're already a data scientist. Just prepare your resume with the projects. Even though if you have gone through all these tutorials, that is a point that you might realize that you don't really have the practical skills behind it. So doing a lot of projects with the skill sets that you've learned is very important if you want to become a data scientist. And once you have a couple of projects and once you are confident enough that you can go for data scientist interviews or data scientist role, just apply for the roles. That's it. So in the upcoming videos, we'll talk about what kind of data science projects that we could do. And also let's do a data science 101. Just, is data science really for you? Can you take data science as your career in the future videos? So make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and see you in the next video. Bye.